Regé. I'm Mike Nowell from the Nerds of Color. How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Mike?
Very good, thanks. I'm excited to talk to you. I'm going to break professionalism just a smidge and deliver a message from my sister who thinks who loves you. She thinks you're gorgeous and you're her favorite. So her name is Patty.
Wonderful. I think that Patty is also wonderful and she is my favorite. You should let her know that.
Will do. Message delivered. Now for the professional part. I love Xenk, man. He's so awesome, and you are so good. Like as this character, you steal every scene from the way that you walk to the way that you talk to the way that you just carry him. Where did the inspiration for this performance come from?
I mean, it's a very straightforward answer. The inspiration comes from the script. It comes from John Daly and John Goldstein, our directors. It's that thing where, much like every other part, you just kind of pick up the script and see what people are doing with their imagination here. And these guys had written a movie that had heart and humor. It was about real people. It was about exploring what heroism actually is. Because the joy of Xenk is that he's the hero you expect to be in a fantasy movie. You know what I mean? He's a literal knight in shining armor. He's got a cape that billows in the wind when he's doing heroic stuff. He's got a shiny sword. He has absolutely no sense of humor whatsoever. And it's just exploring how ridiculous that is and how the real heroes of this story are folks who are just kind of muddling through and trying to figure out how to get through this and fixing plans when they go wrong. And so it's putting those things next to each other that makes the magic happen. It's about that this is an ensemble movie. It's knowing that you've got Chris Pine next to you, who is so sharp and so funny that whatever you throw out, he's going to one-up it. He's going to make it even funnier and better. Michelle Rodriguez, same deal. Hugh Grant, possibly the most charming human being that any of us have ever met. He's going to do something insane. And just rolling with that, just leaning into it.
Well, the chemistry that they have with you is so phenomenal. I love just seeing every aspect of it on screen because it's just that's what makes this movie so great and so brilliant and perfect is the ensemble, and your part in that is wonderful as well.
Thank you.
Did you play D&D growing up? And if so, what races and classes did you play as?
So I didn't play D&D growing up. I was more kind of tangential. I played a bunch of like JRPGs, so like Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger, Breath of Fire, like all of that kind of area. That's where I lived. And then kind of wasted my adolescence on Diablo, just overnight sessions all day long, where I did play a paladin. So I kind of knew the mechanics of the world. I knew kind of what games had taken from D&D, because D&D is kind of ubiquitous at this point. We like pretending to be our heroes. That's all the game actually is. Like, you know, if you got a character progression or a skill tree in your NBA game, that's still D&D mechanics. So I just kind of jumped into the fantasy world with an understanding of the language. But again, I treat it the same as every other job. Everything that I do is playing make-believe for a living. It's just that spirit of play was very, very strong in this movie.
It definitely was, and you played into it, for lack of a better term. But we loved that. We loved it. We loved seeing it. You are so great, and I can't wait for audiences to meet Xenk and to see Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. Thank you so much, Regé. You've been amazing.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Professional artists and professors, maybe a nerd who's just like you, talking about the things that you like too. So I invite you to the NOC in full color. You see me, the hard knock